So I have 2 videos planned. I don't know if you will like them. I just want to bounce that off you. So the first video I have planned is about me and my emergency preparedness kit. I've been thinking a lot about it. I've planned it all out, and I would like to share with you what I would put in my kit and how I would fluff it up. So if you're interested in that, I would probably film this. If you're not interested in that, I would probably film it too. So just so you know. And the next video, the other video, is a little bit more icky. And if you are squeamish and you don't like to talk about toilets or any other things that get flushed down the drain, you may not want to watch the video, but I'm probably going to film it anyway because why not? Hey, how are you? I'm so glad you're here with me again. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I'm cleaning my... You have probably noticed that I put my vlog post online yesterday. I don't know how interesting it's going to be. If you haven't seen it yet, be prepared. It may be as boring as watching paint dry, which I've wrote in the description, so please don't complain. The video I'm planning for today is again about the Osmo Pocket, because I spent literally 2 days in the car filming this weekend, Friday and Sunday. And I have some new experiences that I want to share with you, just in case you're planning on using it in the same way. I thought it would be good to share that with you. The absolute star of the weekend was, without a doubt, the Osmo Pocket extension cord. The Osmo Pocket extension rod. As you see, I modded mine. The one thing I poo-pooed in only like 3 or 4 videos ago was the saving grace for this entire trip. It was so much more enjoyable filming with the Osmo Pocket with this thing attached to it in the car. And you may ask, why? Why would you need an extension rod in the car? Well, I'm the passenger, right? I'm not driving. So filming for me in the car is obviously a thing. Now, I have tried filming in the car before with various cameras. I used my mirrorless camera, my Fuji X-T2, and I used a GoPro camera, and I used the Osmo Pocket and my cell phone camera. But what I tried to do every time was installing the camera in the car using some kind of a suction cup mount, and invariably the thing fell off, or there was vibration and it shook like crazy, or it was filming something that I didn't want to film, and there was something on the side of the road that I wanted to film, or it was just not giving me the flexibility that I have, because I don't have multiple cameras with me. I'm not going to install one here and one looking out that side, and then I'm watching 16 hours of footage of things that I think may be interesting. It's just not practical. So you want to have flexibility in the car, again, as a passenger, to point the camera to where you're going, and then as you're looking around as a passenger and enjoy the countryside, you can then choose to point the camera at different angles. So that you can all do without the extension rod. But the extension rod gives you so much more flexibility, because now you can extend the camera all the way to the front of the windshield. So you can keep the glare at a minimum. You can film around shattered insects on the windshield, which is more difficult than I thought it would be. So the video that I posted, my travel vlog, over here, it's here. You can click and watch it here. That video is terrible because the windshield wasn't clean, but there's no way my husband would have stopped every half an hour and let me clean the windshield. So it is what it is. You have to look around the dead bodies of bugs to see the countryside. But in order to keep that to a minimum, when you extend the Osmo Pocket close to the windshield, obviously not so close that you hit it, then you can film around these things, because you need the tiniest little hole to film outside, and then you see the landscape, right? And that wide angle lens that this thing has is fabulous. You see everything. So in order to do that comfortably, all you basically had to do is extend the rod, and then because the controls are right here, you turn it off and on, you move it around, you hit record, you hit stop. So it was way more flexible for me to film the things that I wanted to film. The other thing is, like, if then I wanted to talk to my audience, I just hit the button here and it flips around, and then I can talk. So that thing, great. And this I didn't miss at all, because my phone is mounted on my dashboard, on my passenger side dashboard. And so if I wanted to have a wireless connection to my phone while I was riding in the car filming, I could have just mounted it in a dashboard holder and then connect it. It doesn't have to be mounted here in order to use the secondary screen. But I found I didn't need it, because again, as I mentioned in my previous video where I talk about the extension rod, when the extension rod is extended, at least for me, I can see the screen more clearly. And so I was always able to pretty much focus on what I wanted by just looking at the tiny screen in the front that was about a meter, extended a meter away from me on the Osmo Pocket. So don't poo-poo that screen, it's great. So you want the settings on the Osmo Pocket, that screen here, you want that set to wide angle. Why? Because when you have the screen as wide angle, all your information about the movie clip that you're filming right now, and I'll show you that again too, and now on the top and on the bottom, none of the picture is covered. This is all screen that you're seeing. So once that extended away from me a little bit, I can still see clearly what's in the center of the screen and what's not. So that worked really well for me. I could film for hours and hours and hours. I just turned it off every once in a while. It's getting hot when you're filming and when you're charging at the same time. This I believe, okay, let me put that down. I believe this is your heat sink right here, the color of your Osmo Pocket. So you want to make sure this is always clear and clean and not covered with anything. So I'm not a big proponent of these skins that you can buy or these full body silicone arm. This is where your Osmo Pocket breathes. So you want to keep that clear so that it can get cooler quicker. Okay, so we covered the extension rod. Next thing, really important for a car ride, when you're filming inside a car, outside, you do want a polarizer. I got a bunch of filters that I never use, but this one, when I'm in the car, I use all the time. This is the PGY Tech polarizer. There's no ND filter on it. This is not making your picture darker. This is just taking the glare away from, or let's say almost all glare, or a big part of the glare, depending on what the sun is, away from the windshield, and you're filming through it. You can still see some of the reflection on my shirt, on my face, you can still see that. But a big part of this is taken off with the glare. Sometimes you may have to turn it around. I gave it a couple of tries. It's not a rotating filter. It's just, it's called a CPL. I don't know what it's called. It's not circular. I don't know. Polarizing filter. If you can find one, it's just a simple plain polarizing filter. And by the way, the initialization of this camera with the filter attached to it worked 90% of the time. 10% of the time it fell off. It was knocking on something. But that was when the gimbal was starting in a kind of a wonky angle. Then it didn't work very well. Filter, polarizing filter for filming in the car. I think that's just such an incredible essential to have. And then what happened is the camera bag, or let's say the bag I used for my road trip, is this one here from Manfrotto, which I love, and I reviewed in a video, and that video is there somewhere. I'll link it here. This bag's great because it has a very flexible interior, okay? So what I did, in one side I put all my own little things that I wanted, my cosmetics bag, my wallet, any kind of snacks that I wanted to bring. And in the other side, I put my Osmo Pocket kit, just like that. So let's say you were in the car, your husband decides, or the wife decides, or whoever the driver decides, we're gonna stop for lunch, and you just grab your stuff, and you don't want to put everything back where it belongs. You just want to grab it and maybe just put it in your bag. It sticks out. Maybe you even have it a little bit longer. And you just have it on the side of the bag, and then you take the bag and go into the restaurant. Or any other time when you decide you want to keep the Osmo Pocket mounted on your extension rod, but you need to make sure that the gimbal doesn't get knocked and hurt and broken or whatever. At that point, I didn't have that then, but I ordered it on the road. I literally ordered it in the car. So I had it delivered on Sunday when that little white parcel that you see in my travel vlog at the very, very end of the movie, that's that parcel from Amazon that delivered this little thing. And that is a Gimbal Protector also from PGY Tech. I don't know why I like this brand so much. But this is basically something you can now put this in your bag. You don't have to uninstall it because this you can't install when it's sitting. So this is a wonderful, wonderful addition to my kit because now I can, like that, get out of the car, grab all my gear, put the rod back in, extend it in the back, and without having to worry. It's like the fastest gun in the West. Without having to worry, sorry, I'm stupid. Without having to worry to damage the gimbal. So it has little tiny pads on the inside, on both sides, so it's not going to scratch up the neck of a gimbal. It keeps the neck fairly open, even if you put it on and your camera is still warm. It shouldn't cause too many problems. It's safely attached. It doesn't come off. It doesn't fall off, and you can bump it now and nothing's going to happen to it. So this is a piece of kit that I needed, but I didn't have. Now I do. Now this whole road kit is perfect. One other thing that I had ordered before my road trip, and it came, and I have to say I'm glad I got it. This is basically my microphone shoe. I call it microphone shoe. It's from a company that makes 3D printed things. It's basically a 3D printed holder that fits your microphone adapter, okay? On the side, it has a storage room for the little phone mount adapter for your Osmo Pocket. Now you're saying to me, why do you want that on there? Because when I mount this to the extension rod, the phone adapter is flying somewhere because remember I took this holder away. So now when I want to film with audio, all I do is I clip this on like this, and this is the perfect, absolute the perfect place to put your Rode wireless go. And when you're ready and you want this whole thing gone, you pull the whole thing off. Done. Quick, you have to be quick with this thing. I mean, the moment comes and goes. When you're with people who don't appreciate your filming, you got to be quick too. So yeah, so that was what I wanted to talk about. A new piece of equipment, new piece of gear. Really, really liking this. This one here that I would recommend you talk to Ryan. I put the link of his shop in the description below so you can contact him and tell him Karen sent you. Just specify what you want in it. Report about the Osmo Pocket extension rod. Get it. Seriously, there's no doubt. And then lastly, obviously, the little Polarizer Filter from PGY Tech. It doesn't have to be PGY Tech. It can be another company, but I didn't find any other company who had a plain polarizer with nothing else on it. I hope you enjoyed the travel video that I posted. I'm hoping there will be more. I will be going on another road trip in a couple of weeks' time, and it's getting better, and I'm feeling less awkward now when talking to you on the road when my husband's sitting next to me. I mean, I was still lame as lame can be. Seriously, people, what do you get to talk about when you're in the car for 4 hours? Yeah, we saw some goats, and we saw roads, and it rained. Yeah, that's the update. Bye, see you later. But I feel if I never talk to you, if I just show you roads the whole time and I never fill you in what's happening, that's more boring. That's really like watching paint dry. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for somebody. If you're planning on a road trip and you have an Osmo Pocket, really good. And I thank you very, very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.